Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, our group, we are going to present about survey on favorite place to study based on temperature and humidity. Before we going to move to introduction, I would like to present our member of this group. The first member is me, Muhammad Izzuddin bin Omar. The second one is Afiq Izul Hazim Muhammad Yusuf.
Hello, my name is Afiq.
The third member is Luqman Hakim bin Azmi.
Hi, my name is Luqman.
And the last member is Ashraf bin Ahmad Roslan.
Hello, I'm Ashraf.
Next.
I'm Ashraf.
Next. Introduction. We believe that IUM students choose a place to study based on place, condition, and degree of comfort. Therefore, we decided to conduct an experiment to study the relationship between condition of study place and the number of IUM students that have chosen the place as their favorite place to study. We have taken temperature and humidity level into account for the condition of the place. We have distributed online questionnaire survey among the students to determine most favorite place to study. In order to find the temperature and humidity level, we have prepared several tools and sensors that are placed at 3 most favorite study places in IUM. The result of experiment will give us sufficient information needed to be analyzed, and we can able to conclude our finding. Next. Will give us sufficient information needed to be analyzed, and we can able to conclude our finding. Next. Objective. This survey is conducted to identify the most favorite place that IUM students prefer to study. Our target is IUM students, including all kuliah and all level of study. The data that we obtain from the study is used to find out the best place to test our heat and humidity sensor. Next. And humidity sensor. Next. Data collection. We use a Google form as a medium to collect the data for our survey. And this survey is distributed through the social media such as WhatsApp and Facebook.
Let's proceed with setting up the hardware. We will be using Espresso Lite version 2.0 and DHT22. Next. Okay, now the fun part, the coding part. What's interesting about Espresso Lite 2.0 is that it's compatible with Arduino. So we are using the Arduino IDE to code the Espresso Lite along with DHT22. Here we can see there is a write API key. This is the API key that we put in the code before. Next. So we created 2 new fields to hold both our temperature reading and humidity. And from what you can see on the screen, this is the example the ThingSpeak server can do. Next. Okay. And the most beneficial part by using ThingSpeak is that it allows us to exporting the data collected from them. So from here, the ThingSpeak allows the user to easily export the data collected into CSV format, which we will be using it for Power BI analysis. Next.
Next, we will go to the data analysis based on our survey. Our study is followed supervised learning concept because our training data includes desired output. We are able to manage to obtain 31 responses from 31 respondents. We also obtain some missing data in column. How many hours did you spend for study, and also column reason you choose the place as your favorite place to study. So we have to do data cleaning as data pre-processing. We did this in the Microsoft Azure. We focus on favorite place to study and also the reason why they choose that place. Then we will run some heat and humidity test experiments over there to get the relationship between their chosen place and the results that we obtain using heat and humidity sensor. Next. Between their chosen place and the results that we obtain using heat and humidity sensor. Next. So this is our question. This is one of the questions in the survey. What is your favorite place to study? So based on this survey, it shows that 80.6% students prefer Mahalah room as their place to study, while 48.4% choose library, whereas 19.4% prefer to study at Kuliah. Therefore, we will do some heat and humidity tests at these places to find out the relationship and correlation why they choose these three places as their favorite place to study. Next. Choose these three places as their favorite place to study. Next.
Okay, before we proceed to the Power BI analysis, I just want to brief about our experiment. The experiment was run in three different places, including Kuliah, which is we choose Kuliah of Information Communication Technology, KICT, Mahalah Room, we choose Mahalah Farouk, and also library. The time taken that we conduct the experiment was set for 30 minutes in each place, meaning that 30 minutes for Kuliah ICT, 30 minutes for Mahalah Room, and also 30 minutes for library. And then we decided to conduct the experiment in the morning because we get that time based on the data that we collected from the survey. Most of the students prefer to study during the morning and night. So we prefer morning to conduct our experiment. Next, we use Power BI tools to analyze the data that we obtain from the experiment, which is the data from the heat and humidity sensor that give us the average temperature and also average humidity versus unit of time, and then we analyze using Power BI. So as a result, we choose a line graph to represent the average of temperature and humidity by unit of time. So we can see after this slide, we can see there are two graphs about average of temperature and average of humidity by unit. So this is the graph for average temperature of places, three different places by unit of time. So as we can see, the x-axis is a unit of time, and then the y-axis is the temperature for three different places, including Kuliah, library, and also Mahalah. The red line represents the Mahalah temperature, the black line represents the library temperature, and also the green line represents the Kuliah temperature. As we further observe, there is a dotted line. Dotted line represents the average temperature. For red dotted line represent the Mahalah average temperature. For black dotted line represent the library average temperature. For green dotted line represent the Kuliah average temperature. So this graph basically about average temperature taken for three different places by unit of time. The temperature was measured by using the unit of degree Celsius. So for the x-axis, for unit of time, we have determined that 1 unit of time is equivalent to 28 seconds. So the total of unit of time for each places is 60. If we multiply with 28 and divide by 60 back, we will get 28 minutes, which is approximately 30 minutes for each places. So from the graph, we can observe that Mahalah has the highest average temperature, which is 30.2 degrees Celsius, which is quite hot and not comfortable to study, while library falls on the second place with 24.58 degrees Celsius, while Kuliah is the best because Kuliah has the lowest average temperature among the other places, which is only 22.61 degrees Celsius. Next. The lowest average temperature among the other places, which is only 22.61 degrees Celsius. Next. So this is the second graph that we obtained from the Power BI. The graph is about average humidity for three different places by unit of time. So as we can see, the x-axis is the same. It is the unit of time, and the y-axis is different. It is the average humidity for three different places for Kuliah, library, and also Mahalah. The red line represents the Mahalah humidity. The black line represent the library humidity, and the green line represent the kuliah humidity. So this graph is about average humidity taken for 3 different places by unit of time. The humidity was measured in percentage. So we have determined that 1 unit of time is equivalent to 28 seconds. This is the same as the experiment we conduct for the temperature. So from this graph, we can observe that Mahalah still has the highest average humidity, which is 52.39%, while library falls on the second place with 47.88%, whereas kuliah has the lowest average humidity among the other places, which is only 34.69%. So, based on these two graphs, still show that kuliah is the best place to study based on temperature and humidity. Next. These two graphs still show that kuliah is the best place to study based on temperature and humidity. Next. So the correlation that we can get from the data that we obtain through the survey that we distributed, and also the data that we get when we conduct the experiment using the humidity and heat sensor, we can correlate that most of IIM students prefer to study at Mahalah room because of more relaxing to them to study in informal way. The surrounding also warm, not too hot, not too cold, more convenient, more comfort, and also make them more focused because in Mahalah there are least number of people that lead to more silent surrounding. These all are the reason that give by the student through our survey. So this data, this place choose by student that we get through our survey, saying that they prefer Mahalah room compared to other places. But we had a hypothesis saying that IIM students prefer to study at a colder place that will give them comfortness. So we want to relate that maybe Mahalah room is chosen by them because of this is the colder place. This is the more comfort place compared to the other places. So we try to conduct the experiment based on the temperature and humidity. However, after we conduct the experiment using the heat and humidity sensor, the result that we obtained was really different from our expectation. Mahalah room was not the colder place, but Mahalah room was proven to be the hottest place among other places which have average of temperature with 30.2 degrees Celsius compared to kuliah and also library. Next. Which have average of temperature with 30.2 degrees Celsius compared to kuliah. So, lastly, in conclusion, it is fair to say that temperature and humidity of the place do not determine the student favorability to study at that place, meaning that our hypothesis is not correct. We cannot say that students prefer this place, prefer Mahalah room because this is more colder, that will give them more comfort, more convenient to study at that place. But it is actually wrong based on the data that we obtain using our sensor. The reason they choose Mahalah room is because they are more emphasized on privacy as one of the factors to pick the place to study. In addition, Mahalah room is the place that they spend most of their time doing their daily activities like eating, sleeping, and then other activities compared to other places. So, this will indirectly make them to prefer study at Mahalah room compared to other places. So, that's all from us. Thank you.